Hello, 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 and welcome back. So we're moving through, you've been learning loads, and I hope that you've been taking this, and by now your knowledge of the meta model and using this as business is really, really expanding. It's been lovely getting your comments, and I hope all your questions are getting answered. So this is the last of the deletions. This is the unspecified verb. Now, I'll be very honest with you, this took me years to figure out. I know that some people get things easily, but you know by now we all learn in our own ways, and we have to have the little bits of information that make something real for us. And this actually, it took a situation where I was with my husband in India, and he was in charge of a big construction project that involved an airport. And we were coming up to monsoon time, and someone said to him, his speciality is the facade, the outside, which basically makes the building weatherproof. So someone said, I heard him on the phone, and someone had obviously said, yeah, we'll have the whole place, we'll have this, but well, it wasn't the whole place, sorry, generalisation. We'll have this situation, this part of the project, weathertight, watertight before the monsoon. And straight away he's on the phone, he's going, how are you going to do that? And immediately he said that it clicked in to how important this is in business. Because very often people can be asked something, they can say they're going to do something, and people accept they're just going to do it. And maybe they should be questioning a little bit further how they can do that. So go back to the situation. What happened was he had to get the evidence and the proof of how it was going to happen, because to do this it involved bringing in extra cranes, it involved hiring extra people. All he wanted to know that was his project managers knew exactly what had to be done to make sure that got finished in time. So the question of how are you going to do it becomes vital in certain situations. The situations where you aren't sure that that person that's telling you they're going to do something will be able to carry it out or will carry it out. Another time this happened, another situation, again from one of the companies I was working with, this was another recruitment company, and they, straight away, the person that I was teaching this got this instantly, said, we do this all the time. And I went, okay, so tell me your story about that. And their story was that when they have a candidate that's going for an interview, the first question they ask is, how are you going to get there? Because it's all very well making an appointment for someone to go along for an interview for a job, but they had been taught to actually question that person further so that the recruitment professional was absolutely sure that their candidate would get in front of their client at the specific time. So they were listening out for things when they said, how are you going to do that? Are you going by car? Are you going by train? What sort of time are you leaving? They went into the details of how they were going to do that. So the unspecified verb, you're really working to find out how someone is going to do something. And by doing that, this can tighten up projects, it can tighten up all sorts of things, and more importantly, it stops nasty surprises. Because if my husband had been in a situation that he hadn't checked and just had let someone, accepted someone was going to do something without really finding out, because ultimately he was responsible for the project, without finding out how they were going to do it, he didn't need to know the fine details. He just needed to know that the people reporting to him had everything in hand. If he hadn't done that, he could have ended up in a situation where the project was not watertight, and he could have had a whole load of people ready to do the inside, but unable to do so at huge costs because it hadn't been checked how something was getting done. So your unspecified verb, just think, how are they going to do this? Could this impact, if this isn't done, if I don't know how this is going to be done, can I really, in all honesty, get on with my part? So again, like all your other exercises, listen out for it. So your homework for this video is to see how many examples of unspecified verb, of how someone's doing something that you actually feel the challenge, hang on a minute, I may need to get a wee bit of information to find out how they're doing it. So, leave your comments and I look forward to answering your questions, and we'll see you in the next video. We're almost there, and I hope by this time you're really starting to understand the value and importance of knowing this stuff in business. So looking forward to seeing you soon.